to imagine a groundswell of whooping for you there, isn't
Okay, I've got my fair share. Amazing. Well, there is definitely something to woo about. I bring good news. Very good news indeed. And it's as if I was presenting the X Factor or on a game show announcing the next contestant to come out. But tonight I will be announcing the upcoming birth of Jesus. The upcoming birth of Jesus. So, God is a God of love, and when we listen to God, when we have that faith in God, when we pray to God and have that relationship, we realise also that God is a God of surprises. A God of surprises. So how many of us in our relationships and on our journeys with God have experienced something out of the blue? A big decision to make, perhaps a career move, or some big decision, some big change that we weren't expecting whatsoever. I would imagine quite a few of us, however big or however small. So some of these small things might be maybe being guided towards perhaps saying hello, guided towards talking to someone in particular, or just to set aside some time to spend doing something, or maybe just calling us to be more patient in certain things. And then bigger things, of course, are like career changes, or something such as giving up alcohol, or just even moving house, moving location, moving country. These are the results of listening to God as we do, and being guided by Him through prayer and signs, feeling, and just from reading His Word. And God, when He does these things, He never does them to throw us down, never does it to press us, to cause us to go into this big heap on the floor. He does it with love, as a parent would to their child, whatever it may be. Even if it's difficult, it could be difficult. There's nothing saying anything against that, but it's always done with love. What I have here, going off the thing of game shows and stuff, I have my little cards that I'm going to hold and read from. So basically, through love of a parent, and I have a perfect example of this. It just happened yesterday. So it's an example, of love from a parent in a human way. So imagine this on God's level. So, as some of you may know, I grew up with anxiety disorder called selective mutism. It just meant that I couldn't speak till about the age of 12. And basically, there's sort of forums, there's pages, there's groups on Facebook that parents of kids with similar are on. And I've joined some of these because it's interesting. I'd like to give input and that sort of thing. And one mother approached me and said, "Oh, my son, we're around sort of the age of 10, just got into magic." So almost exactly the same boat that I was in. It's a perfect connection. And last night I performed in a variety show up in Bedford, doing my magic, performing up there. So I had about a 10-minute slot. And this parent of this child, of which we had been talking for some time, and I'd sent a video over teaching him some magic, and he'd sent a video back performing it, and just these big steps, and then helping him in going into school and sort of show teachers videos and things like that. They came over, they flew from their home country of Switzerland to see that 10 minutes of performance. And that wasn't for me, and that wasn't for the parents, but this was for this son, to help him grow in confidence and grow just this great, hopefully, inspiration in magic, which will hopefully help him in some way. So this is incredible love shown through this. And when we're given these challenges, back to these, when God tells us to do something, go somewhere, help someone, they're not usually what we might expect or want, are they? They're things that are sort of out of the blue. I'm going to keep using the word out of the blue. And and maybe not things, maybe not ways in which we would deal with things. I'll just give you some more examples, really. So fear is an attribute with this, when we get a big announcement or are called to do something in life. So, for example, fear is something I experienced when, about just over a year ago, I worked over in Hertford at Hertford Theatre, been there for maybe just under 2 years working there. And I'd reached a point in which I was ready to move on. And I was talking to some friends about it, and one of my friends, Alex, said to me that if you're having these thoughts, having these feelings about moving on, and quite certain about it, don't prolong it. If you're going to leave at some point, you might as well just go, do it now and then. So I did, and it meant leaving a secure job. It was a secure income, it wasn't casual, it was just set, nice. And I didn't really have anything to go to. But I did leave, because I was ready, and I probably had a couple of months of no work. And I guess that was scary, because what next? What do you do? And then out of the blue, got a phone call from that theatre asking me if I wanted to work in production. Whereas I'd been working in the cafe before. They asked me if I wanted to work backstage, do crewing. Never done anything like that before. And it was just perfect. So I went for it and jumped for it. And it was just so out of the blue, so unexpected. Logic. Now, there's no slightly embarrassing, sorry, Master. So some of you may have met Master over here. We've recently began an exciting relationship together. And I'll just throw out the elephant in the room right now, is Master's over here from Poland. Only for about maybe a month left before she goes back. She's studying at the university over here. Now we're having this discussion about logic when a big decision like this comes up. As humans, on a human level, our logic may be like, you're travelling far away again soon. It's going to be difficult, there's going to be challenges, what to do next. But there were so many stages and so many signs and so many thoughts and feelings provided on the way from God that it's so worth it. It's worth the challenge, it's worth the experience, it's worth every part of it. So sometimes we need to go against our own human logic and think, maybe there's more to this than what we understand. God's logic is probably 1,000 million times more greater in depth than we can reach. And finally, trust. Trust is something you have to have when you get given these big things. So, for example, I was last year I went out to America with Young Life, Christian youth organisation, and it was, I guess quite a big deal. It was out in America, and honestly, I don't think I've told anyone this, but basically my first conscious flight I've ever experienced since I was a baby. So I haven't flown anywhere before then, and so I thought I'd go somewhere, get used to planes, go somewhere 10,000 miles away in Arizona. It's a great experience. It's just like I didn't know anyone out there, didn't know where I was going into, but I knew Young Life, and I knew God's presence within Young Life. So I trusted that it would be a fantastic, amazing opportunity before I'd even reached it there. So these things, these events in life, are they just coincidence? Hardly not even just coincidence, just scientific calculations we think are good. No. They are miracles. Absolutely miracles. So what I'm going to read now, I'm going to read from Luke, and this is from Luke 1:26, and it is the birth of Jesus foretold. So I listened back to Tim's talk about Zechariah a few weeks ago. So now the stages after this. In the 6th month of Elizabeth's pregnancy, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. The angel went to her and said, "Greetings, you who are highly favoured. The Lord is with you." So Mary was this faithful lady. She had this relationship with God already, and God knew that, and this angel was just telling her this at this stage. Mary was greatly troubled at his words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. Well, naturally, I suppose. Is this going to be bad news? Have I done something wrong? Is this going to be a massive, massive piece of information that's going to change my life forever? Quite frankly, yes. It will. But the angel said to her, "Do not be afraid. Mary, you have found favour with God. You will conceive and give birth to a son, and you are to call him Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Most High," of which Mary knew who the Most High was. So this is absolutely incredible. "The Lord God will give him the throne of his father, David, and he will reign over Jacob's descendants forever. His kingdom will never end." "How will this be?" Mary asked the angel, "since I am a virgin?" The angel answered, "The Holy Spirit will come on you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. So the Holy One to be born will be called the Son of God. Even Elizabeth, your relative, is going to have a child in her old age, and she who was said to be unable to conceive is in her 6th month." So this in itself is almost also there to show Mary, to ease her, to comfort her, to show her that there's already a miracle taking place. It's not going to be this just new thing for her, but there's already this miracle, in some ways similar-ish, going on. For no word from God will ever fail. And that's the thing, when we get these big decisions and stages in our lives, we have to trust that. If they're provided from God, his word will never fail. So sometimes we have to go against the logic. We have to trust, and sometimes even fear. But just have the understanding that no word will ever, God's word will never fail. And to this Mary said, "I am the Lord's servant." Mary answered, "May your word be fulfilled." Then the angel left her. So let's practice saying that when we get these decisions, when we get these points in our life where we don't know quite what to do next, or we're given this opportunity we should perhaps reach for, that we believe God is calling us into. "I am the Lord's servant. May your word to me be fulfilled." And of course, naturally, with any big thing, it will be scary sometimes. It will be worrying. But just ask God, why should I be doing this? Don't be afraid of that. God will help you understand whatever it is, whatever the decision is, what the reason for that is, whether you need to move there, need to go here, help this group of people out. He will answer that. And maybe an even more important question, how? How can I do that? How can I do that? And again, God will answer that. And for this, of course, just going over what I've already said is just being open, trusting and loving and embracing the changes. And it's always exciting. What is going to happen? If not worrying. So what I just want to leave you with is a great passage. or a great verse that sort of sums it up really, that helps in these decisions, in these times of this God of surprises. Surprise. An unexpected or astonishing event. Astonishing. Incredible, awesome, epic. An adventure waiting to be had. So do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and He'll be there to guide you, to help you in anything He's guiding you towards.